of Way to Cut the Carbs in our 3-part series. Yes, our first series. I love it. So what we've been talking about in the last 2 videos is either ways to get rid of these bad carbs completely, or different swaps that we can make to get rid of the bad but bring in some good. And we're going to continue on with that. And our first tip is cut some of the sugar from your smoothie. Yeah, so smoothies are really great. They're super healthy. You know, they're packed with fruits, they're packed with vegetables, and you can put oats in them. You know, just different. There's a million and one ways to make a smoothie, but some people, you know, like to keep the sweetness in it, and we don't want it to be so bitter. Like, there are green smoothies that can be super bitter, and I know sometimes people want to add a teaspoon of sugar. Let's not add teaspoons of sugar. Like, let's completely get rid of that altogether. If you're adding sugar to your smoothie, just stop. You don't necessarily have to admit that you've done it, but just completely stop. Let's stop it, because I've literally walked into a smoothie shop and seen them add sugar. Like, go into the bucket, put some sugar in, and then hit the blender. I almost lost my mind. Okay, so if you were doing that, don't admit to it, because that completely defeats the purpose. Just stop. Okay, because we want to get our sweetness from our fruits, because they're a natural sweetness. It's a natural sweetener, and our body can process and digest that. It's not something that was processed, man-made in a factory somewhere, extracted from something. No, we want to keep our foods that we're ingesting as natural as possible. So, but because we got a sweet tooth sometimes, we add a little bit too much fruits, a little bit too many berries. You know, instead of 1 banana, we're using 2. Instead of 1 apple, we're using 2. These things, and I'm talking bananas and apples specifically, those things can be very sweet. So if you're adding 2 bananas, let's go down to 1. And then, you know, put your berries in. But if you're doing, you know, 2 handfuls of berries, let's cut back on that as well and do 1 handful of berries. So even though we're using natural sugars in our fruits, when you do too much of it, it's no longer beneficial. Okay, so let's cut back on the sweetness to our smoothies so our body can digest and process things properly, wonderfully, and as efficient as possible. Okay, let's do that. Let's try to make kale chips. Let's make kale chips. I will be very honest with you, it's not easy, because it's something that you actually have to watch. So it's not like throw the, you know, oh, I got some kale, throw the kale in the oven and walk away, go do some things, and then be like, oh shoot, I was making kale chips. I've actually done that before. But what you want to do is, you know, you buy your kale from the store, wash it, dry it. You want to get off all the or as much moisture as possible from your kale, because you want it to nicely crisp up in the oven. Dry it, break it up into bits and pieces, you know, so it can get in that like chip form. Season it, a little olive oil, a little salt and pepper. If you like it spicy, put some cayenne paprika on it. You know, give it your own flavor. Let's make it our own. I love it. Then you put it in the oven, and be mindful that you're baking something, because you may want to check on it every now and then to get it to the crispness that you like. Somebody may like a real crispy kale chip, but somebody just wants something a little drawn out, a little dried out. However you like it, like I said, make it your own. But let's make some kale chips so we can put down, you know, the Funyuns, the Flamin' Hots, the salt and vinegars, the barbecues, the Doritos. Let's put all that to the side, and let's put those flavors into our kale chips. Because what I can tell you too is, when you're making kale chips, you can make sweet potato chips, you can make apple crisp chips, you can make zucchini chips. Like, once you get one thing going, like once you figured out one thing, the possibilities are endless. You can make so many things into chips where you don't even have to worry about all those things anymore, because you can season and flavor them how you want. Come up with your own flavors, your own brands, things like that. Let's get creative with it. Also, as a really great snack, celery sticks. I love my celery sticks with peanut butter, but you can, you know, put some hummus on it. We did talk about in the last video how to make hummus. You can do, there's different type of dips that you can make, that the base is like, with Greek yogurt. So if you like a ranchy type of dip, you can start with Greek yogurt and build from there. But celery is a great thing to dip. Carrots are a great thing to dip. So you can take these vegetables that you just like, I don't know what to do with, and you can make some great things with them. You know, like when you're doing celery sticks, because they already come, you know, ants on a log, like they already come like little the shape where you could just put something inside. So why not just put something inside? I make my own peanut butter, which is super easy. Just literally get you some roasted peanuts, dry roasted peanuts, put them in a blender, hit start, walk away. I think it takes about 5 minutes. Like seriously, I think it takes about 5 minutes and you have peanut butter. You do not have to add anything to it. I promise you. I have a Ninja blender. All you have to do is in the big blender part, because I know there's plenty of attachments. There's the cups. I mean, if you have a little bit of peanuts and you want to like try it to, you know, see what it's all about, you can use one of the cups. But I'm good. I've been doing this for quite some time. So I use the big blender attachment, buy my peanuts from BJ's, the big thing of peanuts from BJ's, dump that in, put the top on, hit start. I tell you, it takes, I don't even think 5 minutes, to be very honest, because the it's so powerful now. Like the first Ninja that I had, it took about 5 minutes, but now because there's so much power going through that Ninja, I'm on my second Ninja. Like I literally use my Ninja till it died. I'm on my second Ninja. It's so much more powerful. It doesn't even take me 5 minutes to make peanut butter from scratch, by the dry roasted peanuts. Put it in, hit start, walk away, you know, go pick up, you know, make the bed or something like that, come back, peanut butter done. Peanut butter done. I don't add anything to it. That's it, peanut butter done. Now once it's finished and I'm sectioning out in different jars, I've made, because I want it as a dip, I've added some cocoa powder, and I made chocolate peanut butter, and I have that as a dip for my celery sticks, for my carrots. Yes, see different things like this that we can do to like really spice up our lives, and it's super easy. Let's also talk about some other good swaps. So I know we have a lot of coffee drinkers, because coffee is sometimes a way of life and what you need to get out of the bed. But I used to be a coffee drinker, and what I realized, I wasn't drinking the coffee to wake me up for the, you know, the caffeine jolt. Like it was an experience. So like, you know, people go to Starbucks and they order the mocha latte double venti whatever. Yeah, you're not drinking it for the coffee anymore. You're drinking it to say this is what you have, that you've made this creation. So that's what I was drinking it for. So my coffee was full of sugar, full of milk, and I'm wondering why I'm bouncing off the walls past the caffeine jolt. It's because I'm on a freaking sugar rush. And then what happens when you're on a sugar rush? You have a crash, and we don't want that. So we can, if you still need a caffeine jolt, you can have some green tea. Green tea does have caffeine in it. You can also get decaffeinated green tea if you want, but this is a good caffeine that your body can process, that your body can break down, and it doesn't have all that extra stuff in it. The key to tea though, because I know everybody's like, oh, but tea gets so bitter. When you're steeping your tea, and steeping the tea is when you're putting the tea bag in the water. All you need to do is leave it in there for like 3-4 minutes. That's it. Once you go past this 4-minute mark, that's what causes the bitterness, because it's steeped for too long, and that's what you don't want to do. So drop the tea bag in, you know, 3 minutes, 4 minutes tops. Take the tea bag out. You're not supposed to leave the tea bag in there and drink it while the tea is in there. It's going to taste great. If you do want a little bit of sweetness, add a teaspoon of honey. Leave the sugar alone. Leave that white processed sugar alone, and add a teaspoon of honey. Hey, if you have raw sugar, you can add some raw sugar to it. But like I'm saying, you don't need a whole bunch, because it doesn't have any bitterness when you're properly making your tea. What we can also do, because I know white bread is everywhere, but let's swap it out for wheat bread. Let's swap it out for whole grain bread. Let's swap it out for sprouted bread, for Ezekiel bread. These are other options that we can do, that we can buy, that we can use, that our body can naturally process. Because these different types of breads, especially Ezekiel bread and sprouted bread, Those are like straight grains. Your body is taking those things in, saying, oh my gosh, I need all this to function, breaking it down, it's going where it needs to go, and your body's happy, you're able to move, you're not feeling sluggish, you're not feeling tired, and you're full of energy. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. Let's do it. I know everybody, every now and then we like a smoothie, a shake, we like a bowl of cereal. I mean, every now and then I love a bowl of cereal. It's not something that I eat on a regular basis, but some days you're feeling nostalgic, you want to watch some cartoons on a Saturday morning, and what's better watching the cartoons than with a bowl of cereal? But we want to put something else in our cereal other than that over processed cow's milk. There's various types of milk out now. I'm a huge fan of almond milk. I like plain almond milk. Don't have to worry about putting anything in it, but there's vanilla almond milk. We have soy milk. Soy milk was like the first one on the scene. I don't really like it. I feel like there's an aftertaste of soy milk, so I like almond milk better. There's also oat milk. There's coconut milk. My nephew loves coconut milk. My mother loves coconut milk. There's macadamia nut milk. I've seen that a couple of times. It's a little pricey, so I haven't tried it yet, but there are various nut milks that we can have, that we can try, that's good for us, that our body is able to process. So, you know, these are some great healthy alternatives that really, really, really keep us on track, keep us on the journey, and keep us doing what we need to be doing. And these are the things we need to focus on. So you see, it's like, oh, I want a bowl of cereal, but I can't drink milk anymore. It's like, okay, let's stop thinking about what we can't do, and I've given you so many alternatives to what you can do, and you can still have your bowl of cereal. Haha. But when you have that bowl of cereal, don't be eating like Fruity Pebbles or something crazy like that, where it's full of sugar, okay? I mean, even the Honey Bunches of Oats is rather sweet some days, so don't be eating that either. I'm not talking about eating Cheerios, because I'm with you, Cheerios is disgusting. Cheerios taste like cardboard, okay? So I'm not saying you gotta go for the Cheerios, but what I'm saying is don't be eating Fruity Pebbles. All right, now that we've had that discussion, let's move on. Let's talk about increasing our protein. I know I kind of harp on it a lot of increasing the protein, but it's something that's really, really important, because this is one of the building blocks that our body needs to function. It needs to move, needs to carry on. And a simple way to do it is at breakfast, let's have an omelet. Sorry, let's have an omelet. I love omelets. Omelets, your creativity is out there when it comes to omelets. There is nothing that you can't do when it comes to an omelet. Like, you can spice it up, you can keep it as plain. Like, the omelets are so versatile. I love it. So have an omelet, oh gosh, I can't say omelet. Have an omelet for breakfast, and the protein comes from the eggs. And if you want to add anything to it as well that would kick up the protein, you can add mushrooms, even a little bit of cheese. Okay, you can even have a little bit of cheese in that. I mean, it's not something crazy, and I'm not talking about putting them Kraft singles on it either, because that's processed cheese. But if you get like a hard brick cheese, like a Parmesan, a Gouda, a Havarti, just grate a little bit of cheese over it. That's good for you. That's okay. That's not against the rules, so to speak. If you're having a snack, have a Greek yogurt. Remember, we were talking about that before. Greek yogurt with some granola. Let's talk about making it quick, easy granola. Get your rolled oats. Put a little bit of oil on it. You want to put a little bit of salt and pepper. Stick it in the oven. Let it bake till it gets all nice, golden and pretty. Take it out while it's still warm. Okay, drizzle some honey or maple syrup over it, and you can add your ingredients. You can add craisins, you can add maybe some almonds, you can add some dried fruit. They have dried apricot, they have dried pineapples. You can slice up some dried mango, put in it, and this is how you make granola. Super easy, super simple. The baking time, I don't think it's like 20 minutes to bake them. I mean, granted, it depends on how big your tray is that you're baking it, but it's not long at all. It's a really simple thing to do, and you make a nice tray of it, so you not have a nice big batch, and that'll last you for a week or two. Hello, throw that in your Greek yogurt. Trust me, you'll love it. Let's also, I know you're not gonna be happy that I'm saying this, okay, but let's also cut the cocktails. Yeah. Yeah. Alcohol has a lot of carbs in it. And I know you're not going to be happy about me, but let's go ahead and cut back on the cocktails. Yeah. 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 So, I mean, if you don't want to go dry, or if you're working your way to going dry, you don't want to cut it cold turkey, try having a drink on the rocks, because those cocktail, fancy drinks, there's a lot of sugars in them because they're using liqueurs and orange liqueur, cherry liqueur, and the liqueurs, it's not liquor, they're liqueurs. Those have sweeteners in it. So they're simple syrups, which is basically just sugar and water, and then they add some type of flavoring to it. So that's why I said liqueur. Yeah, so that's sugar that you don't need added in. So if it's a stressful week and you're like, okay, I'm gonna cut the cocktails, but you just need something to unwind, have some type of drink on the rocks. I don't drink, but I'm not judging you. People de-escalate and de-stress the way that works for them. Like I said, let's slowly but surely get away from the alcohol. But if you had a stressful week, a stressful day, and you just feel like you need a little something to unwind, have a drink on the rocks or have a glass of wine. A red wine, honestly speaking, a red wine is not bad for you. It's actually really good. Like a red wine is good for you, and that's because it's a natural process. There's no processing when it comes to making a liquor, and when it comes to making a wine, it is a natural fermentation process. So that's why essentially it's not an hindrance to the healthy living and the healthy lifestyle. So I'm talking just like a once in a while type thing. I'm not like on some, oh, wine's good for you, so let me have a bottle every night. No. That's a whole nother type of talk, and that's probably something we should talk about in private. I'm not gonna put your business out there, okay? But again, that's a whole nother type of discussion that we should have in private. If we feel that we need to have a bottle of wine every night, go ahead and email me. Let's talk about some things. Just go right on ahead and email me, and we'll work that out. Don't worry about it. We'll work it out. But a glass of wine every now and then, something on the rocks every now and then, that will not stop you, that will not hinder you, that is not presenting a roadblock to your healthy living, to your transition. So if that's what you feel you need to do, go right ahead. But I'm giving you a great alternative, something that still keeps us on our path. Okay, that's enough. I won't say anything more about it. But we are going to end on a very high note. And it is a high note because it is something that I love. And I'm encouraging you to eat a banana. Yes, I love bananas. Bananas are so freaking awesome. I was talking about them before as a great way to add sweetness to a smoothie. Yes, they are. But they're great to cook with. So let me tell you something. You get a good banana, and I know there is a lot of people that be like, oh, the banana turned black, throw it away. Are you kidding me? Do you know how good a banana tastes when it turns black? There are some things that I won't use a banana with until it turns black. So if I have 3 bananas left, let me be very honest with you. If I'm, making my smoothies throughout the day, making my oatmeal protein shakes throughout the day, and I find I have 3 bananas left and they're starting to turn black, I will not use those. No. A over-ripened banana is one of the best things to cook with. So when I have 3 over-ripened black bananas, I will make banana bread. Delicious. The darker your banana is, the sweeter your banana is. So when I buy a banana from the grocery store and it's all yellow, I don't even bother with it. Once that banana starts turning brown, that's when I start incorporating it into my daily life. So once the banana starts to turn like just a little bit of brown spots every here and there, now I'm starting to make smoothies with it. When the banana starts to turn a little bit more brown, but it's still firm, that's when I make a nice little snack. So what I do is, and especially for breakfast, and you can I eat them alone, but you can put them in your oatmeal. You can cut your bananas up, Put them in your frying pan. No need to add anything to it, but you can add a little bit of butter. Maybe you don't have like a nice non-stick pan or something. You add a little bit of butter. I'm serious, a little bit of butter, just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. You put the bananas in and let them caramelize. Oh, when I tell you, it is delicious. You let your bananas caramelize on each side and they get all nice and brown and gorgeous. Woo! Let me tell you about it. Let the bananas get even darker and they start to get like mushy. The firmness is gone from them. Now you can bake with them. Oh, yes. But okay. You don't understand. You're not getting what I just said because you're like, oh, the banana's brown. Oh, the banana's black. You don't understand the amount of goodness that's in that. Again, the darker your banana is, the sweeter your banana is. Okay. I'm gonna leave that there. While your banana is still yellow, you can cut that bad boy up, put it in the freezer, let it freeze overnight. The next morning, put that joint in a blender, just as is. No need to add anything to it. Honestly speaking, there's no need to add anything to it. Now you've made what we call nice cream. Let me tell you, that stuff will taste just like ice cream. Yes, 100%. I've had it before. You can add different things to it to give it like flavors and whatnot. So you can put the bananas in with some frozen strawberries. Now you have strawberry ice cream. You can put the banana in with some cocoa powder. Now you have chocolate ice cream. Because I make my own peanut butter. I love to put the bananas in, put a tablespoon of peanut butter, put that joint up. It tastes freaking amazing. When I tell you, you can make it fancy and, you know, throw a little vanilla in there. Ooh, throw a little vanilla in there. Yeah. It enhances the flavor so much. I mean, in any of those options, throw a little bit of vanilla. Completely, totally, utterly enhances the flavor. And like I said, the frozen bananas are a great base to work from, and you can make it your own in any way. And I've been saying that so often throughout these 3 videos. Make it your own, because being creative and having fun is what's really going to get us to stick to this process. When we're not dealing with boring, same old, ugh. But we're making things fun, we're making them interesting, and we're making them our own. That's just going to be like, okay, yeah, let me try this. Let me try that. Oh, I heard about this, but I want to do it this way. That's how we stick to it. Yeah. It's truly that simple. It is really that simple. Once you have a base way to do something, you can build on top of it. And it becomes completely wonderful. It has you looking forward to doing different things. So, let's wrap it up and what we talked about today. So, ways to cut carbs, part 3. We talked about cutting some sugar from our smoothies. That means just using a little bit less fruit. So this way, you know, cutting back on our sugar intake just a little bit. We want to make some kale chips so we can get rid of all those other ones that we bought from the store. We want to have celery sticks. Yeah, as a nice snack that we can add hummus, we can add Greek yogurt, we can add peanut butter, just different ways to do something. We want to make some good swaps. So instead of coffee, we're going to have tea. Instead of white bread, we're going to have wheat. We're going to have sprouted. We're going to have Ezekiel. These are different type of beds that are really healthy. We're going to drink a different type of milk. We're going to get away from cow's milk. We're going to try some different nut milks. We're going to try coconut milk. We're going to try almond milk. We're going to try soy milk. Just something different. Something our body can easily process or better process. And especially if you're lactose intolerant, these don't have, you know, lactose in them, so you don't have to worry about those lactose issues. We're going to increase our protein. So we're going to try to eat, you know, an omelet in the morning, have some Greek yogurt for a snack. We're going to cut the cocktails because those are sugary drinks. So what we're going to do instead is have something on the rocks. We're going to have a glass of wine. You know, just a nice swap out that doesn't harm us. And then my favorite, we're going to eat a banana. Yes. And by eating a banana, we're going to add it to something. We're going to do something different with it. Another thing you can do is bananas that are starting to brown but still a little firm. Even though it'd be great if you use the banana that's soft, but some people don't like the bananas when they're black. Whatever. You can mash that banana up, add some eggs to it, and you have a really simple pancake. Haha. But I've given you a lot. I've given you tons of ways to be creative. I know your mind is going. I know you're thinking of ways to build on top of what I said. So I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. But I thank you ever so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see you again. Bye.